What a wet and wild intro to the show it's been for us. Behind the scenes here, pulling all the strings. You know what? Our streaming software tried to rug us right before we went live. So let us know if we're coming out to you live right now. It's been a crazy one. I've also decided to tariff the chickens 25%. I took some inspiration from Trump yesterday. So I'm tariffing the chickens 25% to make up for the feed cost. Tariffing the dogs 50%. So how much love they demand from me. The children, 75% tariffs.
Based.
Letting the wife off with no tariffs, though. Absolutely. You know, she's the love of my life. She helps me make all the money in crypto. I mean, she's like, the moment I show her the portfolio, when it goes well, she says, sell that shit. I listen. So welcome all to the blockchain basement. Brian Clayton, Flippa Frank, GM Clav, Sack Nasty, Veteran Crypto Toning, Granny's Garden, Psychedelic Astronaut, Redman, what is up, my man, and Nels Santiago. We're getting after it today. What a beautiful day it has been, folks. Also, it looks like Vitalik Buterin has decided to put tariffs, reciprocal tariffs, on all Ethereum layer 2s. Long overdue this move has been for Mr. Vitalik Buterin. So shout out to him. And shout out to our bags that are absolutely getting wrecked here. I wonder what coin market cap looks like. I'm kind of scared to look at it. Kind of afraid here. 82.2. All right, 82.2.
Not terrible.
Not terrible. Actually, some fresh longs that I got in, actually doing pretty good off this. So that's great.
Did you close your other longs, though?
I only closed a portion of them. Like, they were built at like 81.5. So I closed a portion of them. And also, good morning, Isaac.
Good morning, Drew.
How's it going, kept Drew? Rolling.
It's okay. It's been hectic, so we're just rolling. Is kind of what we're doing right now. So
yeah, and you know what? This is a new day for Isaac.
It is a new day for me.
The beginning of a more mature,
of the mega mature AA crypto in his bitch.
Oh my god, dude! I am wrecked. Good morning. Get wrecked. You know, maybe I'll get wrecked, maybe not. But you know what? I'm surely wrecked from is this new workout.
Oh, yeah.
Holy God. My buddy, Dan Wilson, he's a professional MMA fighter and teacher. He's a bare knuckle boxer now. He's challenged everyone that he knows. And I took the challenge serious, so I'm doing it. He's doing 1,000 punches as quickly as you can. I'm getting like 30-second breaks for like the first 500. And then after that, I have to do 1-minute breaks and sets of 100 punches. Holy shit. Like, that was an incredible workout. Welcome, OG Status, member for 16 months. That guy, what is up? I also finally got logged back into the arena, and we might be able to talk to the folks over there. Me and Matt have been trying to set that up for a bit of time. I found out my text messages have been stolen by my son in his new iPad.
Oh,
that's where all my damn text messages have been going. So I found
that's why. Yeah, you texted me the other day, and you're like, text me again, so I make sure I get it. So yeah,
it's unbelievable. So, and you know what? If you need direct communication, communicado, follow me at Druth Crypto. Okay, at Druth Crypto here on the good old X. I am hopeful to be streaming on Arena very, very soon. That would be really great if we can get that rolling. New day, Isaac. Get some Poontane Grats from Nova SS. Shout out to that.
Sure thing, I got you.
Today's my birthday, and I woke up, bought Bitcoin. I am prepping some pecana steak for dinner. Ooh, by the blood in the streets and the blood for the meats. Benny Blue Eyes with probably the most based take in all of crypto, right there.
Facts.
Very good for you, man. You know what, Isaac? Are you able to eat steak? I made you some.
Yeah,
steak
you made me
recently.
steak, and I had steak last time. So yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, and you know what? I checked on the ticket price of the blockchain basement and my account in Arena. Not too bad.
Nice.
Not too bad. Because I was following the Discord, and someone put a post of a graph of our ticket price in the Avalanche, Arena ecosystem. It's actually doing pretty good. Kind of crazy. So let's look at the markets here. We have 82,100. God, we check back in. We lose $100. The biggest blood, because there's no winners here. Hyperliquid down 18%. Athena at 30 cents. Barachain captured a lot of momentum there in the short term, pulling back 17%. My scam token Pi down to 50 cents. I hate everything about this.
Jeez.
I just wanted a scam to work. You know what I mean? Unbelievable. I still hold the damn Pi tokens. Whatever. It is what it is. I didn't have to do anything for them, you know? So it's kind of easy. Pepe pulling back 15%. Jito, Radium, a lot of Solana Eco pulling back here. Celestia down to $2.71. Oh, man. That's intense. That's Isaac, advice for a young man. Don't start drinking. It's a waste. That's great advice.
Yeah, that's okay. I didn't plan on it.
Great advice. Absolutely. And, you know, you'll have times like I'll probably get a buzz maybe like once a month. You know what I mean? Everything in moderation, though, Isaac. I think you're going to be a big winner if you just do it in moderation. Okay. When you get of age, of course. Right.
Yeah.
When you're of age.
Of course.
This is the Bitcoin way. Loved your price prediction for Morpho yesterday. I doubled my bag this morning. Yeah, dude. I mean, Morpho is kind of like, it's an easy win, especially when we see these massive pullbacks. Easy wins are the ones that have tangible, strong value and easy entry points. Any open trades? Yes. So I have one open trade at my entry point is at $82,000. And then I have two longs open. One's at 81.5 and the other one's at 81.7. So, and they're all open. Like my big one is open on BTCC. I have another one open on LBank and another one on 2Bit. If you want to utilize and ride the lightning with me, if you're as insane as I am, then use the link down in the description. Have at it. You know what I mean? But use stop losses for the love of gods. Use stop losses. A shot a day to keep the doc away. Interesting advice. Interesting advice. Now I saw something I wanted to read here. Wait till you get divorced and homeless before you start drinking. That's great.
That's great advice. I think I'm going to take that into account. And as soon as I become divorced and homeless, I'm going to day drink for the rest of my life.
Just in case.
Just in case.
Let's get into all the stories, though. We have some stuff to be getting into here. So, first of all, this is the vibe. Everyone's down bad in crypto. This is the man we need to bring us the alpha.
Hey, everyone. Here's a little bit of a PSA for y'all. I heard you're being really down on yourself recently. And, like, you just feel like you can't do anything right. Stop. Quit. You're beautiful and awesome. You're doing a great job. For real. Don't let other people's expectations of you rule what you think about yourself. For real. Literally keep on freaking destroying the game, shawty. Hey, everyone.
At the end. Okay.
This guy is so funny. I watch his content literally all the time.
You know, it's just everyone's down bad, and it's going to be okay. You know, it really is going to be okay. And Trump warned us. We knew these tariffs were coming in. He said there's going to be pain in the short term. Me and my wife were talking about it. Disproportionate head size for sure on that fella. Absolutely. Crypto guy for sure. Now, it's been a good one. It's been a good run. We have El Capo of crypto. Really looks like a bear trap. Selling here would be a big mistake. In my opinion, the bounce should be strong. Just needs a trigger. Terrifying. Okay. When we see the El Capo is bullish, not gonna lie, a little scary. Okay. This meme went along with it. It's been an honor playing with you all from Emperor Osmo. Maybe El Capo of crypto is right this time. Kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah, that'd be kind of crazy.
But
it's not possible though. Definitely not possible.
Yeah, I mean, it's I think we need to do the charts first and foremost here. You know, because I have some thoughts, some generalized thoughts on where this market is actually, because we've covered how this pullback in Bitcoin, if you overlay it over historical context of the 4-year cycles, is happening at a time where Bitcoin has historically turned hella bullish and gone straight up into the right.
Yeah.
I do have some kind of, I don't know if they're not bearish thoughts, but they are different thoughts. Let's take a look at this. So this is Bitcoin, not on logarithmic, it's on monthly charts. Okay, and we obviously get this massive pullback, and this is where all the "it's over" calls are coming from. Okay, and you can understand their short-term scariness. We got this 25% pullback, and it looks like a Pico top scenario where a lot of people are like, "All right, that's it." Now, something I want to highlight here is this RSI. So, previous bull market tops had all marked where you get into the green zone, the hyper exciting moment for the RSI hitting the green. Okay. And each one of these has had that. Now, our recent moment has not even gotten to that same level yet. This is another top signal that hasn't been hit. And if we're thinking about this RSI and kind of the stats behind it, overlaid with the macro of a strategic Bitcoin reserve being rolled out by the United States, multiple states doing their strategic Bitcoin reserves. I'm looking at this RSI. Pull this back up. And you know what? Go full screen on this. Go full screen on this one. There we go. So this actually looks like a new scenario for me, a new deal. I actually feel like we're going to be chopping here for a little bit of time. I think we're actually going to chop. And, maybe we recapture this 109 sooner than I expect, but this feels like months of chops as they start figuring out the macroeconomic outlook for these tariffs and all this crazy stuff Trump is doing. Because, as he said, there is short-term pain with this. Okay, we have to understand this. So when I'm looking at this, TJ had been mentioning it. Then last night, my wife had been mentioning it. It's been on the back of my mind for quite some time. I actually feel like we're going to push into the front end of 2026.
Yeah.
I do. And that, you could take that as a bad thing. If you expected the blow off top to be this summer, sure, that's a bad thing. If you're looking for long-term investment opportunities and the best products in crypto as it's institutionally adopted and rolled out in a mainstream and literally built into law, this is a good thing. Because then you have more time to buy it before this RSI on this chart ends up going back into the green zone, which I absolutely do have conviction we're going to get there. And, if you're looking at this and you're trying to account for like a diminishment in the RSI explosion moment, sure. There's kind of like a downward trend line if you must, but that still gets you up to the 88 spot here on the RSI. And this is on monthly, mind you. So I don't think we're anywhere near the top as it sits right now. But I could see this kind of building up another momentum wave and punching up to the upside. That's just from where we sit right now. So that's kind of the Bitcoin game plan that I have and the crypto game plan. Crypto Crow's wondering if 60 cent is the ADA bottom after the rally and peak this year. That's a good question, bro. That is a good question. ADA, I feel like it's definitely going to be around for multiple cycles.
Yeah.
Since you asked the question, let's look at the ADA large
sitting
chart
at right now.
Let's look at the overall chart of
ADA is sitting at 63 cents right now.
63 cents?
63 cents.
Let's go here. So go Cardano. I want to go on an older Cardano graph here. Let's go to, I got to get the oldest one possible. There we go. This is pretty good. So I have a series of higher lows. These are on monthly candles. The last peak was about $3. We're setting this shelf well above kind of the shelf. It was at a 7-cent shelf is where it kind of lifted off from back here in the 2020 bull market beginning. Like it was November 2020, and then it just giga ripped all the way into August of 2021.
Yeah.
Now it's got a shelf that is, it's like 3 or 4 times higher than its previous shelf here at 7 cents where it lifted off from. And it is hard to like exactly pin down where it'll fall down to. In general, I'm kind of sticking with this this $5 idea of ADA is not too out of pocket. Me and BJ were even talking up to, something in like the $8 to $10 spot if we're like hyper lucky and ADA gets adopted for some great use case within like governments or some massive outlook.
Yeah.
But just the general growth and stability of the network, I'm looking for like $5. Me personally, maybe even 4, just like slightly higher than his previous all-time high. More so for the bottom, if we have that explosionary moment, I think 60 cents as an ADA floor in the future is kind of hella bearish.
Yeah.
Because I could see the top end of these, or around $1. I think about $1 actually holds a lot stronger when this thing, after it pumps and it comes back down. I think about $1 is what I'd be looking at. But shout out to Crypto Crow. And also I'm hoping to have Crypto Crow on the show very soon. But we have a guest coming on the show that is going to completely shock everybody in this chat, especially. Let me know in the chat. Who do you think it is?
You talking about next week?
Don't give it away.
I'm not gonna give it away. I'm just like, it's next week.
It's next week. It's next week in person. Who do you think? No, I can't ask you, Isaac.
Oh yeah, I was the one who set it up.
Yeah. Well, no. Are you the one? No, I set this one up. This actually, you might not even know this. You don't even know what I'm doing.
I don't.
I didn't tell you.
I'm gonna have to know after the show, though.
I'll tell you after that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you after the show.
No, it's not him.
What if, though? Right?
What if?
Huh?
Conspiracy, right?
Right? All right. So this is a great sentiment. And BJ's doing excellent. I talked to him. I literally talk to him multiple times a day.
BJ's
he's
not coming on.
He's doing some production stuff for Magic right now. He keeps like going all over the place for this Magic show production. And he did like this. I think it was God, it's the first person shooter game. It was super Tom Clancy.
Which one though?
Okay.
I've played
What's
like all of them.
one? What's the big one?
Like currently?
Well, no, Tom Clancy, was it?
Tom Clancy, there's Ghost Recon, there's Winter Soldier, there's Ghosts. There's a bunch of them. I'm blanking now.
Ghost Recon, I think, is the one. It's one of the Tom Clancy games that he's like doing some video production, like for.
It could be Rainbow Six. Chat saying
there was
that too.
Like SWAT officers like dropping from the ceiling and blowing shit up. What are you doing?
That was probably, if I saw the video, it sounds like it could be Rainbow Six.
Yeah,
but
yeah, I'll let you know what he's going to be on the show too. I want to get a Crypto Crow and BJ collab show.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Deep dive on ADA. So
that's only if BJ stops calling your phone and calls into the show.
Well, he wants to call. He's just busy as fuck during this time. It's what he's doing stuff. All right, so here's how I'm going to play this market. Okay, recession getting priced in right now, as it should be. Time to buy when price stabilizes. Me, I bought ahead of time. I think we will get chop for 6 months. This is Coinbase Duck, and also Coinbase Duck follows me. Super cool.
Very based.
If you are a new investor or experienced with tons of cash sitting on the side, it's a great time to DCA, right? Meow. If you are a trader, you're kind of screwed in this situation because the one tweet will destroy your entire whole month's game. And there's big facts behind that. So I say, if you're riding the lightning, if you're as psychotic as I am and have 3 active trades open, use the link in the description and use a stop loss. Okay.
100%.
My stop loss is at like 81K. If it gets hit, it gets hit. If I die, I die. That is it. But overlaying Coinbase Duck's thoughts with this, general graph that I was showing you on Bitcoin, I really feel like that is our situation. We have a new dynamic. We have regulatory clarity, and I feel like it's very, very strong, the outlook for Bitcoin. But there is going to be a lot of short-term macroeconomic pain. Trump made it very, very clear. That's what we're looking at. I took his words and listened to them, and I understand it. And I'm in for Bitcoin more than just the price go up. Sure, I'm trading, and they're 25x leverage trades, by the way. But I'm in it for the ability to be my own bank in the long term. So I'm out here and these are small portions of my portfolio. Just for context, make up like 2% of my entire portfolio is on the trading side of the market right now. So just so in case everyone's like, I lost my life savings going 25x long. Please don't do that. Short and long, be creative. He schlongs. Seth Shepard out here schlonging. Hey, Poon players, I'm thinking of swapping a huge bag of ETH for Link. Tired of ETH kicking me in my child-size wang. Any thoughts? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would be absolutely doing that. I did that, but also ETH, I swapped into kind of the ecosystem plays too, like Morpho, Aerodrome, right? All those are on pretty damn good sale too. So that's what I'm thinking. Can we talk near, please? God. I think my wife still has a pretty big bag in near.
Based.
We're gonna look at near. I mean, I got in and out for like a slight gain on near, but I'm glad I got out. That thing has been sliding. We got to talk about
Yeah,
that.
it held like that base level of like $5 for like months. And right now it's at $2.40.
Is near gonna make me happy or angry?
Depressed. Neither depressed.
Yeah, but on the ETH, Papa Gooth, man, like there's so many, like ETH is gonna keep working, keep existing. I can't say this just gonna go out of existence, but there are a lot of technological advancements that have come in and new products that utilize ETH without the standard gas fee mechanism. So things have changed, and with that, I've just been kind of buying the new designs to Ethereum in general. Because the truth between is it going to go to zero or is it going to go to the moon usually is in the middle. And I think that in the middle moment is the layer 2s, right? The layer 2s, the designs on top of them. So also saw this. Trump is planning to host Nayib Bukele at the White House in April.
Nice.
Probably going to dump that day too. Unbelievable.
Probably.
I'm just, it is what it is. They're going to buy the rumor, sell the news again. Look at the Wall Street side. Magnificent 7. Insane. Apple down nearly 9%. Nvidia down 5.5%. Microsoft 2.5%. Google 3.6%. Meta, oh my God, just bad news all across the board. And you know what? I think it was the S&P 500 me and Kelly were talking about this morning. Fucking down $2 trillion in one day.
Oh, that's nuts.
One day, $2 trillion gone. So, with that, people are scared, right? This is Kobayashi letter. U.S. stocks extended to a new low of the day as Russell 2000 enters a bear market. God. And the S&P 500 nears $2 trillion lost in market cap. So that $2 trillion, literally specifically on the S&P 500. Big pullback. And you know what? There's volatility all over the place.
And with the rest of the 7, what is that? Like 4 or 5 trillion, possibly?
I mean, if you add it all up, it's a lot of cash.
Yeah.
A lot of cash just wiped out. So with that, about the blood. And Cali Crypto, dude, I swear to God, it's driving me nuts how we can't find his other account that got banned. It's literally driving me crazy.
Yeah, I know.
So
you gotta do something for him at least.
But I looked through all the people that are banned. He's not on it.
I know, I did too. There's you're not anywhere banned. I don't know why that happened, but YouTube sucks.
It sucks because I don't feel like I have any control. And we should. It gives us the place where like all hidden people, it's not there. Let's see here. So now more talk from Kobayashi letter entering bear market territory. This is just a massive amount. And small caps are getting crushed in this trade war. I think it's going to be okay. Let's see here. What's Crypto Crow saying? No, not upset. It's coming, but in the meantime, Cardano's use will skyrocket in preparation for the need of Leos. Interesting thought. Boogaloo Bum. I'm thinking of selling Link near the top of the cycle to buy back in after it dumps. If I get hooked up with Swift, it'll be around for a long time. Yeah. I mean, the chain link sell plan that I have, not going to lie, kind of terrifying to me. Terrifying. I'll be like celebrating because it'll hit $100 and I bought it for $3.90 average buy and I'll dump it. I'll buy a bunch of shit. And then if it keeps going with this Swift integration, that might be ultimate pain, but it is what it is. I got in early. So, and I've been building that bag for a long time and I can't live inside of Chainlink.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't drive a Chainlink down the road. I can't shoot Chainlink out of a barrel. So with that being said, I will be taking profits. Now Nike stock down nearly 7%. Very bad pullback. The company has over 450,000 employees across 130 factories in Vietnam.
Nice.
Now with a 46% tariff rate. Okay.
Nice.
So when it comes to this short-term pain and is it worth it? Would you rather your future generations be able to be employed by the companies that dominate that come out of American economy? Or Would you like to continue buying cheaply made goods that were sent across the ocean, made at near slave labor wages and work conditions? Right?
Mhm.
If you really boil it down to it, that is kind of the situation that you're looking at. And the same can be said for the textile industry. My wife is huge into the, she's like fashion designer. I want to say she's a fashion designer, and sourcing the products is such China's game right now. It's not even funny. Like, China has outpaced us in manufacturing facilities for the fabric goods to a point where it's not even worth competing for the average American business. It's been very aggravating for us. And with that being said, that argument, like, it's taken away kind of like, she still has the sewing shop that she makes. She's going to make a fire outfit for Bitcoin Vegas for herself. And she fixes stuff for me. But it's taken away that ability to be the entrepreneur in America that she really wanted to be and have competitive access to raw materials and make good money off it. It's been very aggravating. It's a large subject matter that I think is worth fighting for. I love this chat here. China has a stranglehold on raw materials. But that doesn't have to be that way. We have raw materials here.
Exactly.
We just need to tap them. We need to tap that. Rare earth minerals, fabrics, manufacturing. We have rare earth minerals too, but we just refuse to pull them through if we rolled back the EPA guidelines, they'd be worth pulling out of the ground here in the US.
100%.
And then we could work out a deal with Ukraine or Russia, who is ever willing to give us a deal. But you know what the real cash cow and what no one thinks about? Alaska.
That is true.
We should just level Alaska.
It is
I'm
ours.
just kidding. But it is ours.
It is ours. So
if push came to shove, we could level Alaska.
We should. Within reason, of course.
Then everyone would be all mad about the salmon and the...
Yeah, whatever. Next is Canada.
So here, I got to go to Adam Cochran's post. Adam Cochran, full list of tariffs. Most insane thing he's ever seen in his life. Not lockdowns or being forced to inject yourself with a poison. Percentile tariffs, evening the playing field for American manufacturing, is the most insane thing liberals have ever seen in their life. Here's the full list of them. You got, I think it's kind of like most countries on the planet. You have China. This is my favorite one. China. Tariffs charged to the USA, 67%. USA discounted reciprocal tariffs that we just put in place are 64%. And this is the most insane thing happening to Democrats right now. Really? Is that we're charging them half of what they charge us and have been charging us?
Oh.
What kind of insane thought process have we fallen into here in America where this is the most insane thing you've ever seen? And I'm here for it. Let's fight this trade war. Let's win the trade war.
Which we will.
There will be blood, as we see today.
But there shall be victory.
Now, this is a good explanation of the agricultural industry and their thoughts on these tariffs. Let's have a listen.
Long-term, making life affordable for working class families again, making sure the blue-collar jobs that are manufacturing, that bring industry back. I mean, look at our egg sector, for example. Our egg sector gets decimated by other countries tariffing our beef imports, our shrimp, our catfish. I mean, you have Asian nations dumping millions of pounds of shrimp, catfish, shellfish. Australia dumps beef into our market. They tariff us at up to 50% of our exported egg products and then dump mass-produced egg products into our market, severely harming our farmers and our ranchers. So it's about time we have a level playing field for our business. For businesses for a generation now, we've let the rest of the world take advantage of that. That has inflationary impacts as well. Long-term, making...
See, it's a large, and there's a lot of things playing into this. But when I was out in Colorado, we'd go hunting in Nebraska, and the farmers out there, like the zest in life was like, of their outlook of making money on their farms literally was just leaving their eyes.
Yeah.
And farmers work harder than I think anyone. I mean, other oil field workers or like active duty, like farming is no joke. And they really weren't making anything. Like, it was just the most depressing situation. They were having to, and that's part of the reason they leased out their land and kind of commercialized the hunting, because they had great hunting out there and they could make some money off of us hunters. But it was just really aggravating to see American business basically be not worth it. And that is needing to change. We need to change. I believe in this flag that's behind me. I don't just say it and I'm happy I live here. I believe in the rekindling of the true dominance that this country once had. This is what I believe in. And it's going to be bloody and ugly recapturing that process. So it is what it is. Hello, Brianna. She came in here. She came in while the show was playing. Now, and this is a good highlight. Under the Biden administration, the trade deficit soared to $1.2 trillion. Oh my gosh. Not sustainable. President Trump correcting a long-standing trade imbalance caused by non-reciprocal trade relationships by imposing these tariffs to level that playing field for American workers. Not just the farmers that we just looked at, but all over the place. I mean, there's so many industries that have been gutted by China and all of these, honestly, predatory trade practices they've been placing on us. And we are, by and large, the world's consumer of goods made. So I'm not sorry about it. This is what, everyone buys these products from, China or Vietnam or you name it, India. And it's not been a I want to see this production come back to the United States. Am I about to say something bannable?
Sure, why not?
I want to nationalize our manufacturing again. Okay. I'm not sorry about it. I just want to be careful about how I explain this, but it is what it is. I believe in America. I think things should be made here. France, President Macron is now urging companies in the EU to pause U.S. investments. Get fucked. Now, Ford Motor Company rolling out this. The employee pricing for U.S. shoppers coming to retail. Now, I hate Ford.
Yes.
And maybe I shouldn't. But
I don't
Isaac,
know.
you showed me something that is very, very interesting.
Are you talking about the new Mustang that they got going out?
What is it? The 2026
The
Mustang?
2026 Mustang GTD, 815 horsepower comes stock with it. The tagline under it is street legal, just barely.
The Mustang GTD.
And it has what's it called? A top speed of $202, but
$2.
It goes for $350,000 fucking dollars, and you can get in 1,000 horsepower car that does 220 to 225 top speed for like 80, 90K with Dodge.
I mean,
so pick your poison.
You know what?
It's not electric.
I'm not a Ford guy, but this thing,
it's sexy, okay, but it's just $350,000.
Look at that.
Again, I just can't do it. JR Block. It is not electric. Thank God.
This looks like a Nissan Skyline muscle car.
I think the Skyline looks better.
I don't know, man. This looks pretty
good. The R34 Nissan GTR Skyline. Take a look at that one too and compare.
But in this, I would never buy a $350,000 car. But wait a couple years, wait for their price to go down to like 100, 150. This would be absolutely crazy.
Personally, I'd do a Z06 Corvette that I could do for half the price.
You would do a Z06? Yeah, that's true, huh?
The C7 Z06 2016 Corvette.
All right, we're going car shopping. Z06.
We are going car shopping.
All right. So what was the one? The ZR1 or which one you want?
Z06.
Z06 Corvette.
It's a step up from the ZR1.
Yeah. I mean, I just see these things driving. I love these new ones. God, this one's a 135, but they look so good.
I'm gonna pull it up.
We're going in.
Yeah, we're going in.
We're going in. That is a thing of beauty right there.
Not even that one. That's the C8.
Well, but I love this though.
I know. I love it too.
It looks beautiful. So, it's on my mind. I keep mentioning Corvette. There's a couple next to my house. I'm gonna pick one up.
I don't blame you. The Corvette in general are my dream cars. So.
Yeah. So with all this macro, the good news is interest rates are probably going to go down. A couple of rate cuts coming, right? The bad news is boomers are going to be selling everything that they own. So that's the bad news. A little bit of a inventory spike. It's happening. It's going to come. And you know what? If we have that inventory spike for housing finally unleashed, they've been arbitraging the housing market. They've been holding houses off the market artificially to help try to boost the prices up. At a point, this process is going to break, and these houses will hit the inventory market. When that does, we're going to take advantage of a new house, right? But something to be aware of, if you bought the Pico top of the pandemic pump in housing, probably a pretty good haircut coming there. I like this new haircut that I got here too.
Yeah, that's really good.
ZR1 is a top dog. Z06 is right below it. You know, and I'm getting back into cars from America because when I was in high school, all I built were Japanese cars. That's all I wanted to build. Like we did what was it? Mitsubishi 3000 GT VR4, beautiful. And we did the Eagle Talon, the DSM engines. We would blow them up with gigantic turbos all the time. But then the best one, the Nissan 300ZX twin turbo T-top, 1991, 6-speed. Stop it. Stop it. Nothing screams Giga Chad like driving one of those and wrapping it around a pole. You know,
I would love to do that.
Now, with all this craziness Trump's been doing, private U.S. companies have added 155,000 jobs in March, much more than expected. So look at that. Companies realizing, oh shit, tariffs are coming. Nationalizing manufacturing. Better start hiring American again. Oh no. What are you looking at, Isaac?
ZR1s.
ZR1s?
Yep.
You know, you could share your screen, I think. Well, no, you can't. Not on this setup.
Not on this side, no.
All right. So back to the factories, boomers. That's the moral of the story. No, we're just kidding. It's going to be a bunch of millennials. Boomers are honestly doing pretty good. They're going to be doing all right. There are some boomers, though, that are going to have to go back to the manufacturing industry. My dad, the manufacturing industry no longer has a grasp on him. He retired.
Nice.
Got out of it. Got his house paid. Just chilling. So shout out to my pops, man. He did the right stuff there. Now, this is good. We're seeing some right stuff come out of the U.S. House Financial Services Committee passing Anti-CBDC Surveillance Act. This is Tom Emmer, speaking of Giga Chads, smiling as the HR 1919 has been passed through the committee. And now I look to see this solidified. I want Congress to put their stamp of approval on this to make sure that we never have CBDC mass surveillance going, because that is literally the death of freedom in America. Even with crypto adoption, that's the death of crypto in America. So we need this to keep moving forward. We need that to keep coming through. That is very healthy. Now, yeah, I love how the U.S. is saying hell no to CBDC. And this is a good thing. We have 5 states that have made it basically illegal to roll out a CBDC into their economy, which is very important.
Thank God.
If we could get that number up to the 20s, maybe 30 states making it illegal, that's probably not going to happen for another 10, 20 years at best.
Is Georgia in the 5 or no?
I don't think so. No.
The
leader of it's Florida. So we're close.
Yeah.
We got to start building those rails between DeSantis. Who's the governor here? Is it Kemp?
Is it
still Kemp?
I think it's still. I mean, I'm gonna take a look, but I think it is still Kemp.
I liked Kemp because when I came to Georgia, they did the national carry or the constitutional carry.
Oh yeah. I was like right away.
Yeah, and that was like right as I moved here. So that's what I like. If you're going to get a Z06 or ZR1, get a Liegenfelter or the same year. Better deal, better car. Make me think. Because when I think about getting a fast car, my mind immediately goes back to my high school days and the cars that I know how to build and that I know were awesome. Like the Acura NSX.
Beautiful cars,
those mid-90s.
Those are beautiful cars.
But I can't get one for less than like 100 G's. That's a pretty old car.
Because they're imported and they've just become they're like very popular, but they're also very rare.
Yeah. Is it Kemp still?
It is Kemp still.
Yeah. Okay.
Governor Brian Kemp is still the governor of Georgia.
Well, also, there's something that I screwed up yesterday. I posted the Elon Musk story of him leaving, but I didn't add in that it's been planned. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
the wording from the headlines made it look like Elon was just leaving. He's planning to step down. I mean, the guy's running like SpaceX, Tesla, right? I mean, how many things is he running? He's running like 7 or 8 massive companies. XAI, X, like he's got a full
Starlink too, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he is Starlink. He's got his plate pretty full, so it makes sense why he'd want to step back and let the process just kind of, roll out for themselves. New NSXs are fire. Only a limited amount made. God, I'm getting distracted by. All right, hold on.
Jesus,
I'm just. You know what?
No, we're doing it. We're doing it. I have no issues with this.
I'm going in. Holy God! Look at this thing. Is this actually it?
Possibly.
No. Oh,
it's like the supercar looking one, right?
Yeah, dude. Oh,
You want to pull it up real quick?
Look at this.
Yeah.
Oh my
It looks like
Lord.
it does look like a dumbed down version of the Audi R8 though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. The old NSX had that mean old school like Lambo Ferrari look,
Yeah.
you know? Woo.
They had the pop-up headlights, all that
Jesus.
stuff.
I'm getting distracted. All right, let's go back into alts here. Because our bags are hurting and we got to find the best project to buy, right? Ondo, I think, is at a beautiful buy point. Ondo, I think, is going to be one of the strongest performers, especially from this price point that it's at right now. They just put out this post, and I really the deal here is all of the integrations that they're doing: MasterCard, BlackRock, Franklin Templeton, Wisdom Tree. These are kind of like the main, TradFi players that they're getting hooked up with, and then it goes into Solana, PayPal, Ethereum, Wellington, Sui, right under Sui, Aptos, and Ripple.
And look at that one right there.
Stellar Drift. Look at you.
Look at that.
Look
Drift.
at you.
I didn't know if I was gonna be on this list.
I
but-
know. And so when I'm looking at like this RWA actual occurrence, like this isn't just speculation. Like real world assets are coming, and they are here to a small degree so far in tokenized treasuries. And that's where like the realization that it's real and that it's actually going to happen over not just a short, few month period. This list of integrations with Ondo, pretty damn important. New vets are kind of shit made. Either wait for them to fix the bugs or go with the older model. Oh, that's some good insight.
Yeah,
Why
I
do they
was going
keep
for the older
ruining all the
model.
new stuff, man?
I don't know because we don't know how to do shit correctly, man. Bring back the old America.
Because I was going to get a new Toyota and they screwed up the V8s.
They did.
They're like these
they wrecked
V6s.
those.
They're the turbo V6s in the Toyota. That I've heard a lot of problems of like shavings from the engine
That's true.
being found in the cylinders. God damn. All right, back to altcoins here. So we got Drift integrated with them, Phantom, the Phantom wallet, Layer Zero, Plume. Plume is a great little project.
Yeah,
Like, this is a very small market cap. Arbitrum, I'm not really excited about like the price action of Arbitrum. The use case integration kind of good. Same thing can be said for Polygon. Pith, though. They're integrating with Pith, probably for the Solana Oracle use case. But within this, there's a kind of a sneaky one here that I don't think is listed here. Yeah, they didn't list it here. And that is Redstone.
yes.
Redstone is a very interesting kind of internal oracle for Securitize. And I had someone ask me about it on the main Discover show yesterday. We're probably at an insane buying point right now. Yeah, look, 41 cents. This thing just came out 24th of February. Securitize is highlighting the use case for this on their internal Oracle side. Securitize behind that Biddle program. Slightly connected to Ondo as well.
Mhm.
But Ondo's already hooked up with Chainlink too. So it's
Yeah.
it's not that there's going to be like one winner here because we saw Pith. You see the integration with Chainlink. And now this Redstone product. It's a new project. It's like $115 million market cap. Kind of a sneaky little one, though, in the background. I just had to highlight it because I know it's not listed on what they just put out there. And now, Immortal, talking about a generational entry point on Solana being built. Solana, one of the biggest pullbacks out here. Oh, no. Adam Bombetti. Isaac, I think you got to be over 25 to rent a car.
I was gonna rent a Urus for us in Vegas, dog.
You're going to rent a Urus?
That's a Lamborghini, dog.
Oh, that stinking
That SUV,
thing.
dog.
Dude, I don't like that
I
car.
don't give a shit.
I wouldn't
dog.
get inside that car. I would walk.
No, you wouldn't.
I would walk.
If you had a choice to be inside of a Lamborghini or walk, you're telling me right now, you're going to choose to walk.
I would
over a
get
Lamborghini.
drunk and walk down the strip. Yes, absolutely. I'd buy a Long Island iced tea and send it. Would not get inside.
I am sorry to have told you, my friend, but you are indubitably, bad.
Isaac, unbelievable. Now this Solana chart, kind of an interesting overlay. And this is the back in the day, just to show you how much pain was caused on Solana last cycle. Okay. All this excitement, and then it pulled back from high to low in this range by 67% before taking off to highs that no one could have even dreamed of. Now, we look at this time frame. We had the big pump, And honestly, I think there's going to be a little bit more chop, but this is a 62% pullback. And this is the context of massive pain coming for altcoins before the stupid, ridiculous gains happen. It's about finding the right projects that have that long-term outlook to experience something like that. Wonder how the overall market is doing right now. Let's go back to Bitcoin. Let's check it out. We're slightly under 82, so like 81.8. Not too bad. Still pretty up on those other ones. Slight down on the 82 entry point, but it's fine. It's fine. Actually, I'm not worried about it at all because I have a stop loss in. So execute those. Make sure you don't lose your butt while you're sitting here reading all the news. Sold to $600 to $700 by the end of this year. Screenshot this. I really don't think that that's that crazy, but at these prices, that's what, a 6 or 7x?
Yeah, that is a 6. That's like a 5.5.
Dude.
Awesome.
Even like XRP being at $2, because I still feel like $5 or $6 for XRP is not too crazy. That's a good move right there. Let's look
a
at
great move.
Where's XRP? I hate that I'm doing this, but guess what? I'm going to do it because it's a pullback.
You make me want to buy more Solana, Steve-O. Gosh.
All right, where is XRP? Yeah, $2 flat. Big pullback on the month. Let's see here, from 244 down to $2. Yeah, dude. I mean, the top end of this like $1.70. So we could see it like go toil in like the top end of this and $1.50 to $1.70. But regardless of that, I think XRP is an immovable object at this point, as much as I dislike its upside outlook when it is in these $3 ranges. Now it's at $2. You can still get like a 3x out of it. So,
not bad.
You know, there is that. This is crazy. So people from ICP all excited about this CVS thing, but they're like, it's me. Look at inevitable world computer is coming, and they like paid for the content
Wrong
to be shown. So it's like,
it would have been bullish if you didn't pay for the content, and they're just like, oh, we're gonna use ICP, guys. Then you might have like some bullish sentiment, but no.
And then you know there is one. I'll be the devil's advocate here. There is positivity to them being willing to pay enough to get on CVS, but nobody cares in retail about this. You're not going to be the new internet to the they looked at the original internet as a fad for years. What makes you think that they're going to consider
a new internet?
Yeah, right. Like it's just going to be, this is kind of a moot point. This like ICP, I think is more, if it continues to develop, it's a next cycle big deal. Okay. You need to try and rent a CC, a coins chick wrapped Tesla. Nothing more patriotic than American made and beautiful women. You know what? That would make
might be that'd
make a good short.
That'd make my crazy promo too.
Yeah.
In Vegas.
Kind of interesting.
Might take your word up.
Let's see. I like reading the chat here. Sounds like
but
more
not
desperation.
A Tesla.
You know what? DZ keeps trying to talk me into a Tesla. I'm not sold. Just not sold.
My dad might end up getting one because he's renting one when they go to New York next week.
What if this turns into like 10 years from now and Elon still stays on like the right wing, like Trump side, and it's like, it's unpatriotic to not take a Neuralink implant into your forehead, you loser. You don't even support the country because you're not plugging in. I'm never going to do that.
No.
If it comes to that, I won't do it. You know what I mean? It is what it is. God, that concept came to me this morning. It's like, what if we get so polarized that like they demand I get an implant or I'm un-American and I don't support Trump anymore? And I wouldn't, you know what I mean?
Support Trump anymore.
Right. Like I wouldn't support Trump anymore. If it comes to me implanting, same shit happened with the vax, with Operation Warp Speed, right?
Yeah.
And I can understand like you got to kick over the economy and get started, but it's like, I don't support any of you assholes. I'm not letting this thing into my body. And I'm happy I made that decision. I'm happy I protected my kids from that bullshit. Because everybody had the narrative that I had to do it to stay employed, to fit in with family. Like there's some family that still don't talk to us over it. Absolutely crazy. So no, like don't fall into like the hive mind. I mean, if you want to go be a sheep and just, this is my side and I support it no matter what, go ahead, have it. I have lines. I have hard lines in the sand that I will never bend at the will for. No one's taking advantage of my body. for political reasons, you know. God gave us free will, but humans can't seem to have that either. You know what? We need to make sure to exercise free will, for God's sakes. Like this is the thing that gets aggravating when I see because I saw the pendulum swing from like the left to the hard right, and then like kind of like up here, like on TikTok, it's up here, right? I wonder how hard that swing is going to come back the other way. Akash is an AI coin, GPU sharing. I wonder where Akash price is, because I took profits on Akash at like $3 or $4. We should look at Akash.
$1.11 down.
Is it really?
Yep, $1.11 down,
Ooh.
12% on the day.
Oh my god! This is giving me such
the
bad
chart
FOMO.
isn't disgusting either.
This is why like covering altcoins is exciting on these days, but it's also hard because I get FOMO about every good coins chart that I look at. I feel like Akash is a good coin. More so I'm looking at this, like it could put like the line in the sand for this thing is the 71-cent realm.
Yeah.
Let's go into this. Let's do some looking here. Let's do some looking. Yeah, this is what I'm looking at. So the bottom end of this range at about 72 cents. Ultra buy. Honestly, it might bounce and hold off of about 91 cents. Don't be surprised if we do see that. This thing pumps violently, though. Look at that. In a short amount of time, you know, in October of 23 up till April of 24. What's that? Freaking, what is that, like 6-7 months?
Yeah.
You get a 700% gain. You know, that's the kind of, and that was in kind of the non-exciting part of the time frame. That was just AI narratives being talked about. This, people are giving up. Grayscale is not going to give up on this thing. It's in the Grayscale AI shill package. And there's a bunch of projects in there, Tau included, that Grayscale is going to market make. People think that these things are just dead. Grayscale is going to surprise everybody with that. So that being said, I'm actually very happy I took profits on it. That being like, I bought it at $2 and then sold it when it hit like $3.50, maybe $4. I sold that little peak there. That was great. Now we've had a huge price reset. Maybe I go back into it. Absolutely. But yeah, this process of a washout here, I think, is a new design to the market at large. And I've highlighted this with the Fibonacci sequence. But the RSI being as low as it was shown in this, like what people are calling the peak, right? The peak. This RSI, in my opinion, is not the peak. Where do we pull this up here? There we go. So, as we said at the beginning of the show, I think that there's a descending top line on the RSI. And once we hit 88 in the RSI, that's where I think something would be pretty scary.
Yeah.
To hold on to past that moment. But as it sits right now, I don't think that we're even close to that time frame. I don't think the top's in, but I do think we have a different design to the time frame, because guess what? And here it is. It's on the thumbnail. There is no way on God's green earth that BlackRock and Larry Fink are going to allow us to rinse and repeat the 4-year cycle. Now that BlackRock is in with these damn ETFs and all these macro influences are coming in and they want to accumulate Bitcoin, there is no way in hell that BlackRock or the powers that be are going to allow us to rinse and repeat the 4-year cycle. They are going to change the design of the 4-year cycle to scare the shit out of you and get you to sell your projects before they actually take off. They're going to pour on all of this bullish news, and they're going to use people like Wintermute to dump on you meanwhile, so that they can essentially steal your projects out from your hands while you're terrified that we're going back down to zero. This is the psyop that is happening right now. Do not fall for the psyop. This is a time frame to lock in and enjoy the opportunities that we have here on this pullback to make your bags much, much bigger. Don't let them psyop you on to the sidelines as you watch the literal integration of crypto into mainstream over the next 10, 20 years. And Beyonce, crypto is here to stay. It's not giving up. Beyonce, I wonder what she's up to these days.
I don't know, and honestly, I don't care.
Cali Crypto dude gifted 5 memberships.
What a legend.
Jesus. We got to get some like special deal for Cali Crypto 2.0. His new account.
Yeah.
Because like that was highly aggravating. Highly aggravating. Thank you very much for gifting the memberships, brother. It's just I think that they are going to change the 4-year cycle by force. And really it's understandable why they would. But you know what? We can be stronger than that. We can be stronger. We can understand the ethos of being our own bank. We can understand that they're integrating. And we can basically buy the best value-added projects at these massive discounts and do well when they do well once again. Remember, if you're in altcoins, you're an idiot for not just 3/4 of the time, about 8.5 tenths of the time. You're a total moron. And then you have a small window of months where you're a genius and the projects are going to the moon. You're taking screenshots of your portfolio, all those wonderful things. Every time you feel like doing that, go check out the RSI, see if it's overcooked. Check the Bitcoin RSI on the monthly chart. I think this is going to matter a lot, is coming back to this and noticing when we do get near this 80% plus realm and in the green, that's when you take that money off the table.
Two
and you know
things.
What's that?
Never take a screenshot of your portfolio. Just sell. If you have to take screenshots to show your friends, you're going to lose that in the next 5 to 10 minutes.
That's good. That's really good advice. TJ's super cycle theory, I think, holds more weight than a standard 4-year cycle theory at this point. I really do. My wife agrees. I've been talking about a break in the cycle and how Larry Fink, there's no way he's going to give it that easy to us.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way they want to make that many just experienced 4-year cycle crypto degens giga rich off of playing the 4-year cycle to a T. October top, perfect. Haha, gotcha. There's no way they're going to let us do that. So, Drew, please sing All the Single Ladies. It's been a really tough day. All the single ladies, all the single ladies. Isn't that a song?
Yeah.
Is that a song?
Yeah, how about it?
You know what? Maybe we will do a little bit of a tune. Maybe it's time I bust out the guitar. I have the guitar.
They're right behind me.
Yeah. I have the guitars.
Go.
Man, maybe I should whip it out. Maybe I should whip it out.
Pause.
You know what? Something that I was thinking about whipping out.
Pause.
It sounded weird.
That's
But
why I
look
said
at this.
pause.
Kelly just got a holster.
Oh, he did.
Yeah. But look at these holsters. I'll leave you with this.
I'm going to pull it up. But you see that dev tag Ronin at the bottom too?
Is printing. We knew we had to find a solution, and now we have. Introducing the Tatcon IWB Tactable from the Appendix lineup with a minimum 12-inch chassis and added non-slip vanes for a small extra fee. It's the only concealment solution out there that ensures that nobody thinks you're carrying a firearm because they'll be too busy looking at your gigantic dick.
This is such a move. Such a move. Because it doesn't even matter if the handle of the weapon is printing at that point. Everyone is just fixated on the schlong. They don't care about the handle of the gun. Okay, don't do that. That was kind of... but you know what? Big brain shit right there. Okay, big brain shit. So let's say you're going into Whole Foods, right? With the no firearms sign on it. And you have a Glock 10 millimeter on your hip that's showing the gigantic handle print. All the single ladies, you know, it can't be on your hip because if it's slung, it's got to be in the center. So you got to be appendix carrying for this only. But they're not going to notice. All they're going to do is look at the huge thing in your pants. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. I had to go there. Basically.
It's called a Python Pinar, if y'all wondering.
A Python Pinar.
Yep.
You know?
There you go.
Also, Holster Company would make an excellent sponsor for this film.
They would.
So I'm going to work on it because I know we are fans, but you know, I'm going to find the best holster company out there, and they better have a level 2 cinch down so that no one can take your weapon and blast you with it after you get your ass kicked in the streets. What you got, Isaac?
that this company is getting kicked out right now. There's no way. If I ever get shot by a guy who has a PNAR holster, I'm accepting the fate, and I'm just gonna die slowly on the floor.
And imagine that. What do they call it in Fortnite where they do like the dip?
Oh, when they teabag on you, and they
yeah.
just squat over your face and
Yeah.
be like, "Fuck you." Yeah.
Oh man. You know what?
What does this world become?
It's a great way to wrap up the show. I feel blessed to have had the show with you
a great
today.
job. Thank you,
Isaac,
sir. Yes, sir.
fantastic.
Thank you, sir.
Fantastic stuff.
Same to you.
You know, your drift thing, that drift project might actually be
It might be something. Might be
a
something.
big deal.
I'm foaming myself on my own bags.
Well, guys, I think we're going to be doing just fine. Don't be psyoped by the powers that be and Larry Fink 10 millimeter 12 inch. We're out of here. I'm ending the show. We're done.